Hey, I'm Angela Lin, and I solve your social media problems. In this free 5-part training video series, I'm going to show you how to consistently generate more prospects and sales in less time using LinkedIn. You see, I optimize social media to create more business in less time so that you have the freedom to do what you love. And so I'm going to share with you in this free training series as to how you can directly get a response from the decision maker. What we're going to cover next are the number one challenge in terms of what's going to stand in your way for your LinkedIn success. Right? So what's the number one challenge? Well, the number one challenge is that you're spending way too much time on LinkedIn and not really knowing what you should be doing. So a lot of times with social media, people get sidetracked. People getting distracted on LinkedIn, and hey, there's a status update. Oh, maybe I should connect to this person. Oh, maybe I should do this, do that, do that. So that's going to be your number one challenge. And I've seen a lot of people go through this. I myself have gone there, been there, done that, where I've spent hours, and seems like I was doing a lot of things, but I wasn't really getting results because I wasn't doing the right things, alright? I was just doing things, but not the right things. So, I'm going to share with you the solution to get over that challenge, alright? So that you're not spending way too much time and really not getting the results that you want. Is I want you to limit the amount of time that you spend on LinkedIn, alright? Now, I learned this from my study skills background, where I teach students how to really get results faster. So, one key thing in human psychology is that you need to set a deadline for yourself. Alright? So, if you set a deadline for yourself, and you tell yourself what you need to get done before that deadline, then your actions and your brain, your mind, it will move you to meet that deadline. So I want you to limit the amount of time that you spend on LinkedIn. And you might be wondering, well, okay, how much time should I spend on LinkedIn? Well, I would advise, 2 hours a week, and depending on how, you could outsource this too. But 2 hours a week should be sufficient, really, on LinkedIn if you are doing all the right steps, alright? If you're doing all the right steps, 2 hours a week is plenty. Alright, and I'm going to show you how you can actually do that in my online training course as well. But I just wanted you to start limiting the amount of time that you spend on LinkedIn. So what should you do in that limited amount of time? And I'll start out by giving you an overview of these 7 steps, followed by how to do it, and with examples as well as showing you exactly what I do on my screen so that you can follow along easily and quickly. Now, these 7 steps I've charged hundreds and thousands of dollars for to help my clients, and now I'm sharing these steps with you for free. So really make sure that you take good notes and you actually go out and implement these so that you can get results. So the first step is 3 quick changes to your LinkedIn profile so more prospects want to connect with you. Second step is to set up your qualified prospect list building LinkedIn tool. And when you hear the word tool, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need to be so good at technology. Well, the good news is you don't need to be tech savvy to do this. In fact, you can actually do it in less than 5 minutes. And best part, as long as you know how to use a computer in terms of using a mouse and be able to type, that's all you need to do. Alright, then step 3. Go where your prospects are. Step 4, search for qualified prospects. And I'm going to share with you my one secret to really targeting my exact prospects and to reach out to them. Step 5 is to invite your prospects to join your list. And this is going to include my exact email script, word for word, that I'm going to give you as a free gift. Now, step 6 is to ask them what their problems are. And step 7, invite them to a meeting to solve their problems. Now that you have these 7 steps, you simply need to go through step 3 to step 7, repeat that over and over again so that you're consistently generating more prospects in less time. And it sounds simple, these 7 steps. I know it might sound a bit too simple, but the thing is, there's a lot of detail to be filled into for each of these steps. For example, with just step 1, in terms of really optimizing your profile so that more prospects can find you and connect with you, I've given you 3 simple steps that you can take in 10 minutes in our second video training. Now the thing is, I still have 18 more factors that you need to take to really help you really optimize and see the maximum benefit from being able to really get more prospects to find you and connect with you through your LinkedIn profile. And that's just on step 1 alone. But don't worry, it's not complicated. Remember, I enjoy and my strength is really taking what's complicated and simplifying it down into easy to follow action steps for you. So let's go take a look right now to show you what I mean in terms of really easy to follow, even if you're not tech savvy, into step 2 and how you can create your own LinkedIn tool to generate more prospects and sales in less time. Let's go take a look right on the screen. Creating your qualified prospects list building LinkedIn tool in 5 minutes. And remember, you don't have to be tech savvy to be able to do this. Now, the list building LinkedIn tool that I'm talking about is, maybe you've guessed it, some of you might have guessed it, it's a LinkedIn group. So why do we care about LinkedIn groups? Well, when you join a LinkedIn group and that person who started the LinkedIn group, that person's the owner of the LinkedIn group. And when you see that person's the owner of the LinkedIn group and there's perhaps lots of members, you start to think of them as an expert, as the leading expert in that field, regardless of whether they are or aren't. But they're the owner of this LinkedIn group and all these other people are following them. So you automatically have that sense that they are truly the expert in this area. And that's what your prospects are going to think too, when they see that you're the owner. And furthermore, you can also control the amount of material, discussion that goes in there. You can email them on a weekly basis of everything that you want to keep them informed about and to really add value to your prospects. So let's talk about what are the most important things when it comes to creating your LinkedIn group. So the one thing that if you were to think about is, let's relate this back to a magazine or a newspaper. What makes you want to read an article or read a magazine? Out of all the hundreds of magazines in there, what makes you pick up that magazine or pick up that book? It's their headline, all right? It's the title. And it's the same thing when you're creating your LinkedIn group. One of the key things that's going to affect how much your qualified prospect wants to join your LinkedIn group is based on the title of your group. So if they can see that there's a direct correlation between the title of your LinkedIn group and their problem or the goal they're trying to achieve, then they're more likely to want to join it because they know they can find solutions, or at least people who have solutions to help them with these problems. So I want you to start by creating a group title. And some of the keywords that you can use in here are find, or how to. People love how-tos. Or learn. People love to learn about how to solve their problems. And best practices. That's always a great one as well. And then I want you to specify who they are so that they can really qualify themselves. Okay? This is where we talk about how you can really pre-qualify your prospects so that you're not wasting time trying to reach out to everybody, whereby some people aren't good fit as your prospects, and some people, perhaps they might be considered prospects way down the line, but you really want to just reach out to the people who are your most qualified prospects right now. So specify who they are. So for example, entrepreneurs or HR executives or sales professionals. Then I want you to figure out what are their problems or benefits. There could be 1 to 3 problems or benefits. And I say 1 to 3 because there is still a character limit, which we'll discuss. But you really want to figure out what are their big problems that they're trying to solve, or the big benefits that you can really help them with. All right, and see if you can condense those into really concise wording so that they can quickly and easily see, all right, this group I want to join because obviously it speaks to my problems and I know I can find solutions in there. If you're a local business, then you also want to include the location in there. And depending on what you do, you can specify who they're looking for that you can provide services for. So for example, let's say you're a website designer. So your LinkedIn group might include something like how to find the best website designer for your Calgary company. That might be a LinkedIn group. And you can also specify what services they want. So this way you know that when they join, so for example, the LinkedIn group might include something along the lines of best practices for how to use YouTube marketing to grow your local or online business. All right, so they are looking for YouTube marketing specifically. And I know that as soon as they join, I shouldn't be discussing other social media sites right away. My goal is to get them, to help them with YouTube marketing. Once I start with those, then perhaps we can add something else on. But for right now, easiest way for me to really approach them is through YouTube marketing and tying it to their problems. And then I also want you to include your keywords that your prospects are likely to search for. Now, the thing that you have to keep in mind is that it is a limit of 100 characters right now. So you really want to make sure you figure out a way to condense everything. And that's why headlines are it takes up quite a bit of time often for magazines, books to come up with, because to come up with a good headline, it's so important. But as soon as you have that good headline, it makes the prospecting process much easier. So let me give you some examples for either international or local, and whether it's business owners or senior management. So for example, for my clients, I created 2 groups for her. One was oil and gas executive, and she knew that her clients, the ideal ones, had really big problems with conflict resolution at work, leadership, and how to make that authentic, and performance management. So we created that LinkedIn group for her where it included keywords too. We talked about conflict, leadership, and performance, and also oil and gas executives. This really allows her prospects to qualify themselves because they're seeing, okay, this is a group designed for me. I'm an oil and gas executive and I'm struggling with conflicts at work, or with how to really show and build my leadership and my performance management. Or the other one is for a local group if you're a local business. So Calgary entrepreneur. Okay, now this says that I am reaching out to entrepreneurs in Calgary. So when entrepreneurs in Calgary are searching through LinkedIn groups and they see this, they will start to qualify themselves because they know, hey, this is a group created specifically for me. All right, let's see if this group has what I want, which is how to. Remember, people love how-tos. Develop your leadership and company culture and recruit the right talent. All right, so if I join this group, I'm a Calgary entrepreneur, and I'm going to learn how to do all of this. I'm struggling with my leadership, my company culture, and really getting the right talent. So I'm more likely to join this group. And that's what I want you to create. So even though the process of actually setting up the group takes less than 5 minutes, but coming up with this headline, I do want you to spend some time to actually go through it and think it through in terms of how you can really do this. So let's take a quick look as to how you can implement your creation of a group. So what I want you to do is I want you to come into LinkedIn. Then I want you to go to Interests, Groups, and you'll see here got lots of groups going on, and you'll have to click View More. Now once you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can see here, don't see what you're looking for, find a group or create a group. Now we want to create a group. So logo, don't have your company logo on there. That's going to drive people away. People are going to think they're joining a group that's specifically going to sell them something. You don't want that. Want something generic, all right? That's related to the benefits that you're helping them with, or perhaps who you're trying to reach out to. Okay, then group name. This is where once you have figured out your group name, then you would simply copy and paste that in here. Group type, usually I just choose networking group. Now summary, include some of your keywords, and it could be essentially pretty much what you had written in for a call to action in your summary, just in terms of some of the problems that you help them with. And then description, pretty much the same thing. Website, you can type in your website. Access, allow them to auto-join. You want as many people joining your groups as possible. Okay? And then you want to just leave this as clicked. Location, depending on if you're based on a single geographic location. So if I was in Calgary, I would say Canada, and then Calgary, so forth. And then agreement. Check that, and then you just create an open group. That's all you need to do. So assuming you have all the info, it takes, less than 2 minutes to actually create an open group. So that's how you can really set up your LinkedIn group. Now, let's go back to here. So really, I want you to take the time to figure out your headline and then figure out your group name title within the 100 characters that has these elements. And then just go create that LinkedIn group. All right? That's all I want you to do. Okay, good. Now that you've created your own LinkedIn tool to generate more qualified prospects, in the next email, we're going to show you how you can do step 3 to step 5, where you can find and really search, laser target for your most qualified prospects and get a direct response from them. So you're going to get my #1 secret as to how you can really advance search for these qualified prospects, whether it's senior management, owners, executives, people of different positions, or in different industries and company sizes. How you can do all this, that's in the next email training. And on top of that, you'll also be able to get my exact email script, word for word, that allowed my client to get 93 qualified prospects whom we've never contacted before to join her LinkedIn group. And this was out of the 400 invitations that we sent out. 93 of them joined her LinkedIn group in just 1 week. So I'm going to share that exact email script with you so that you can take it and start using it to really start getting a direct response from these key decision makers who are the ideal clients and ideal prospects for you. So that's all in the next email training, and you'll see exactly what I do on my video screen, just like this one, and you'll be able to follow along easily if you're not tech savvy or if you're short on time. And really, to help you save time, I already created that email script, which you can now just take, copy that, and revise it to suit your own prospects and suit your own way of messaging. So please watch out for that. That's coming to you 2 days from now. And please, also, if you found this training to be useful, to be beneficial, please let me know in the comment section below. It really motivates me to create even better training. And if you found this training to be valuable, think of a friend or a family member who really, they're trying to figure out how to create more business in less time. And please, simply share these training videos, these email newsletters with them, and they can get their own copy at www.linkedinleadstraffic.com. This way you'll be able to really help them to have the freedom to do what they love. And so please share this with them. And please also post any comments or questions that you have in the comment section below so that I can really help you. Now until the next training email, which is 2 days from now, here's to you creating more business in less time so that you have the freedom to do what you love. Thank you so much.